I'm going to be making 2 little bottles of full moon water today, which I may leave out through the eclipse to charge it up even more, we'll see. But the full moon today in Aquarius is powerful in its own right, but also it is in the portal of the Lion's Gate, which began day before yesterday on the 28th and finishes with the eclipse on the 12th. So we're right in the middle of this powerful time, which is perhaps symbolic, perhaps it's not, but on the 8th we align directly with the constellation of Sirius. So we're approaching that time, which would have been in ancient Egypt, the beginning of their year, and a very fertile, sacred time. So I'm using, in each of the bottles, I've put 3 kernels from this crop circle wheat, which I took from the formation last week that I went to visit, which was an absolutely beautiful formation, which was connected to the number 13, we believe. I've set up a space where I'm going to open up the circle just to create sacred space while I leave these bottles out in the sun. I've used the strongest, highest proof alcohol that I can find, so I've put a couple of drops in each just to help preserve. This has been decanted from another bottle, and I keep it in this blue, which brings in that vibration of blue, which I enjoy. So I wish to open up the circle with the intention of allowing the energies that are filling our cosmos right now with power and beauty, and the idea of bringing fertile and intense ideas, collaboration, sense of togetherness in this Lion's Gate time. So I start by calling the guardians of the North. I call the guardians of the North being the part of our world that is manifest in things, the earth, the soil that we have our food grow on, that is within us, the iron in our blood. And as I move from this invitation, the guardians of the North, I move to the East, and the East is all about air and new beginnings. And as the moon reaches its peak and the fullness of its cycle, we then begin a new phase where we wind down the light. So we are in the phase right now of fullness, but we enter a new beginning of letting go and releasing. I then turn and I invite in the guardians of the South, and the South is fire, the fire of the sun, the fire of our hearts, of love, of passion, and the fire that helps ignite our spells, that makes them all the more powerful. And at this time, as we're approaching 3:35 in England, where the moon is at its fullest, unseen but there, the sun is shining at its fullest, or maybe just past its fullest, but we can feel the power of the sun. And then I move to the West. The West is all about emotions. It's all about water. The water is the consciousness that is coming to us through every morsel of food, through every breath that we take. We feel not only the air, but the moisture. And the earth gives us this beautiful water in so many ways, transforming it in many cycles, from ice to steam, from water in the sea to the blood in our bodies. Water is the consciousness, and the messages that are carried through consciousness at all time and back to the North. So I've created this circle, and within this circle I now set the intention that these bottles will be filled with the beautiful light and the beautiful emotions and the beautiful intensity of the full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is about coming together. It's about all things technical. And we can choose to have a dry coming together through a computer screen, or we can come together as communities, which is the way of the new age. And we use computers and technology to allow us to do that in many, many ways. Aquarius is a very high vibration sign. It can be higher mind in many ways. So that energy will be present in these bottles, as well as the kernels from the crop circle. So this is recognizing and acknowledging the presence of the star beings in our existence, even though we may not see them. Some of us may work with them on the etheric realm. But at this time, on the planet, the human family rarely see the star beings or recognize them as such. So this has the seeds, the kernels of the crop, the wheat, as a way of saying, we know you are with us. We acknowledge you, we recognize your power, and we thank you. And the wheat is in a field that was going to be harvested to make flour. We're approaching Lammas in just a couple of days. And that is the Wiccan festival of the first harvest. So we have that extra magic of Lammas as well. So I'm going to leave these bottles here and this sacred circle open for a few minutes during this beautiful full moon. So mote it be. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. Blessed be.